first question I wanted to ask you, how did you come up with the name Loki Loko?
Well, man, when it comes to the names, man, I feel like everybody usually goes through that phase where they're going through all these different tons of names and stuff. And I actually used to go by Klepto.
Klepto.
Yeah, and so I was rolling with Klepto for a while, but when I tried to distribute my music, turns out that there's a Klepto from the 90s who like had made it on, and he had did some things. So I ended up having to switch it up, and low key was something that a lot of people describe me as. They're like, "Oh man, you're always low key with it." So I started rolling with low key, but then same thing. There's a lot of different low keys out there, so you kind of have to play with the lettering a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's when I came across low key as in Thor's brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that his image and his brand kind of fit with mine as well, because Loki is the god of mischief.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people got a misconceived notion that he's like a bad guy or something like that, but he's not really good or bad. You know, he just kind of does what he thinks is right. So I kind of like that branding, man, and I ended up sticking that to my name, and I ended up adding the loco to it to add the Spanish flavor into it, you know, the Hispanic side. And a lot of people in my neighborhood that are Hispanic, that's what they used to call me. You're loco, you know, so they always call me loco. So I just added that to the name to just add that Spanish side to it.
I feel that.
Yeah.
So when did you first start getting into making music?
Into creating it, I'd have to say about high school, man. I always grew up around music. My dad is a musician, so he plays guitar and stuff like that. So as a kid, I used to see his concerts and things like that. But I didn't start really creating it until high school. I met a group called M-Band, and that stood for Money by Any Means. And this guy, rest in peace, his name is Young Tragic, Bugsy Miller. He was the one who really motivated us and got us into like recording and rapping and really getting into the industry. You know.
What was so different about Bugsy? What you say, Bugsy Miller?
Yes, sir.
How do you get that confidence out of you guys?
You know, Bugsy, I think Bugsy's from New York, man.
Okay.
You know, so he's from Queens, and he came down. We met in Florida,
right?
You know, and when I was living here in Cali, I was going to Ball Junior High, and like we were freestyling there, but back then it was more like just clowning around, like just making fun of your friends and shit. You know, when I went to Florida and linked up with Bugsy, you know, he was more serious about the rapping and stuff like that. So he saw it in the group that we were with, and he really like talked to me and really pushed me to like just get out there and start rapping, you know, not be shy about it or anything like that. So
and you say he's from Queens too. I feel like they've had a lot of freaking special
Queens,
artists
man.
that come from there, you know, from Nas and everybody.
He's from Queens, and the funny thing about it is his real name is Curtis Jackson.
No way. Really?
Yeah, so I know the real 50 Cent, man.
Damn, all right. That's cool. How was moving to Florida though at that like young age, middle school, going into high school for you?
It was kind of crazy, man, because you know when you spend your whole life in Cali, a lot of California heads, they don't really want to leave Cali, man. That you know it's all about where you're from and you know sticking to the culture. So it's a little rough having to leave Cali and going to Florida. Is definitely like way different down south, bro. The area I was in, there was actually not a lot of Hispanics, you know, so going from an area like over here, Orange County and LA, where there's heavy Latinos, to a population that's just like black and white, you know, it was different, bro. It was different.
What city was it in?
I actually was in a city called Gainesville.
Okay.
Gainesville, which is like a little hour north of Orlando.
I think it's like one of the big colleges there, right?
Yeah, the Gators.
Yeah, okay, there it is.
Yeah, so... Yeah, shout outs to the Gators, man. I like the football games down south, man. Down south football is like a whole. You know how you're talking about the sports and stuff, man. Down south football is like
religion.
It's a religion, bro. And I've never, you know, for us it's more like you know NFL and stuff like that. But once you get to experience like that college culture for the college games, it definitely you appreciate that a lot more too. And it's a lot more competitive too, because you know it's not like a football season where you can just take a loss and
True, yeah,
you're good. If you take a loss, man, you're liable to not make it to a bowl game,
right.
You know? So, like, you really got to win. So, every week, like, in Florida and Gainesville, they would do, like, tailgate parties and things like that, you know? So, it's big college culture down there.
Yeah, they're hardcore for sure. I think it's different, too, in other states because California, there's so much to do.
Yeah.
So, even, like, high school and college, whatever the sport is, you don't get like as many like packed fans as you do in like Texas. Texas is big on football, and that entire South. They just feel because they can't go to the beach whenever they want to. They can't go to the mountains like we can. Yeah. They can't go to the weekend in like Laughlin where people go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so exactly. You're right.
It's different.
That.
You know what I'm saying? The weekends are like kind of forced to stay in town, and they're all about their high school or college football.
Exactly. You know? And touching on that high school thing too, man. Like you go into the high school out there. I went to a high school game, man, and it was literally, bro, it was like going to like a playoff game or something. Yeah, man, it really gets rowdy. Like you even get a lot of the older heads who like super old, but they're still coming with their like college, their high school jackets and stuff like that. Yeah, man. So that was the cool thing about being down south is that they're more like on education and things like that compared to like here in Cali. Cali is like all about the money, you know.
Yeah, so, of course.
It was good, man. You see different things down there, you know, and then the food too. You know, I gotta eat a lot of good soul food, man.
Nice. What's your favorite soul food dish?
Oh man, I just love the barbecue, bro. I just love the barbecue, the way that they make mac and cheese, and the baked beans, man. Like the garlic toast and all that, bro. There's a place called Sonny's out there. It's kind of like Lucille's here.
Oh, okay.
But like half the price.
Damn, really?
It's like half the price, bro. Same size plates, like big old plates, and
nice.
Man, it's so good, bro. We gotta go down there.
Okay, sounds good. So after you finished high school, what was the plan? Did you want to stay in Florida, or did you want to immediately move back to Cali, or what was the deal there?
Yeah, no, I actually didn't even finish high school, man. I was such in a rush to get back home, you know, get back to California that my schooling took a hit. But what I ended up doing was, I kind of figured that I wanted to do the music thing around like 15 or so. So I looked up, before I dropped out of school, I looked up like different music schools and stuff and like the requirements to get in. And so Full Sail was like ranked number 1 at the time. And this was like around 07, 08. Okay. You know, so like Full Sail was ranked number 1 at the time. And they also had LA Film and everything. But when I talked to Full Sail, I learned that LA Film is like their cousin schools. Like they're the same program pretty much, you know. But the main difference is that Full Sail has a bigger campus. Their campus is way bigger.
So, in California, or where is it at?
In Orlando.
Okay.
In Orlando. Yeah, the one over here is, they got the same stuff, man. It's just that there's more studios and like bigger, like more equipment and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Like even right now, like WWE just partnered up with the school Full Sail, and they're using different venues on the campus, to film like the NXT and like all that.
Oh shit!
All that gets filmed at Full Sail in Orlando, bro.
Okay.
That's why they were trying to do the WrestleMania in Orlando.
Yeah.
They partnered with my school, man. So
that's tight.
Yeah. So that was the main thing that made me say, oh, well, you know what? I'm already here in Florida. Yeah. You know, I might as well go. And they only required you to have a GED to get in. So I was like, well, man, forget high school. Let me get this GED real quick and, you know, go do my thing. So that's what I ended up doing, bro.
Nice. So what age did you decide to do that and go get your GED instead?
I dropped out at 16. And like by 17, I was in Full Sail.
Damn, okay. Yeah. So you were on it right away, huh?
Yeah, man. I wasn't wasting time, bro. Because, you know, growing up in a Spanish household, bro, you know, mom will always say, either work or go to school. Yeah. You know, there's no in between. You're not going to be a bum. So either work or go to school. So you had to pick one. So I didn't want to go to school. And I wasn't really trying to work in the field that, you know, wasn't good. So I figured, you know, might as well learn something that I want to work in and then go hit the field and start working. You know? So
So was it a lot Full Sail? Because I've read about it too, and I know they offer different like broadcasting things as well. And I believe Dan Patrick is like, he's like a sponsor of it now too. So, but how was it as far as the hands-on experience that you got to experience there?
You know, that's funny, man. That Dan Patrick thing, that was really cool too, because I actually wanted to be like a commentator for basketball. Okay. Yeah, I really love basketball. I wanted to commentate. At the time, that wasn't around when I was doing. Like that came a little later. But hands-on Full Sail, it's kind of tough, man. I got like a love-hate relationship with Full Sail, you know. I love it because I think that the instructors and the program itself is like, they call it real world learning, you know, because you got different times that you're going to class. You can have a class at 1 in the morning. Like from 1 to 5 in the morning.
Really?
And then you got another class at 8 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And they call it real world learning because in real life, you're going to have call times that are like that, you know, especially in the entertainment industry. So, but also I felt like it was kind of rushed a little bit. They take programs and they cram them up into like short periods of time. So you're flying through the stuff and you're flying through the program. So it's kind of hard to retain a lot of the stuff they teach you too, because you learn one thing, you do it next thing. You're learning the next, and then, you know, so it's kind of like, it's 50-50, bro. You know,
feel you, okay.
It's up to the individual, I guess. I personally enjoyed it. I used the most of my time. I took extra time, you know, and stayed in the studio extra time, you know. But it is kind of, you know, a little rushed.
Okay.
That was my only like down thing to it, in my opinion.
Was there anything you majored in or got like a certificate in once you were done?
I got my my associate's degree in audio engineering. So just in recording and stuff like that. And they gave us the option. At the time, they didn't have like bachelors for it. Now they got like bachelors.
Okay, so it's still pretty young, huh?
Yeah. At the time they didn't. We were the first one they offered it to, but I kind of wanted to learn more about the business side. So I ended up getting an internship with this guy in LA named Jay Warshinsky, who he works for his company Indie Power. Okay. And this guy in the 90s, he saw that the game was going to go independent. So that's why he created his company Indie Power, and I learned a lot from Jay Warshinsky, man. So shout outs to Jay, man.
So after Full Sail, you moved to LA. What else did you learn in that internship?
Really, man, I learned a lot of game from that. I learned more like the promo side, a little bit more about the touring side, and just customer service, I guess, you know, because he's dealing with different artists and different types of clients, so you get to see the different types of people that you're going to be dealing with, different types of personalities and stuff like that. I remember like BG Knockout came through. He was one of the clients, and he was using our the services and stuff. So I learned a little bit about like almost everything on the music business side, you know. Yeah.
So during your internship and during Full Sail, were you making music at the time, or did you finally like start to make a lot more music once you were done with those?
The thing about Full Sail, man, is that they demand so much. Like the only days off at Full Sail are Sunday. Like you got class on Saturday. You know, you got to go to class, and if you don't have class, you have projects that you got to do. That's what I liked about Full Sail. They give you a individual project and a group project. Nice. Because that's, you know, it's about how you perform individually and as a group, because even this, as you can see, is a collaboration. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's never just one person. So they really prepare you with when it comes to that, you know? Yeah.
And then did the music making start picking up once you were done?
Yeah, it started picking up after, man. During, it was kind of tough to work, man, because you got all these projects, you got classes that you got to go to. You got 4-hour lectures, 4-hour labs, and that's just one class. You got 2-3 classes, you know, so it was tough, man. Once I graduated, and I started doing that internship, that gave me a little bit more time to like start creating some more and like experimenting with my sound and stuff like that.
Okay. So, speaking of your sound, you sound like you were really well traveled at a very young age. When you first wanted to make music and stuff, did you have like any particular artist you wanted to sound like? Because I know you spent some time in the West Coast, East Coast, and you knew someone from Queens too.
Right. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Now that you paint it like that, yeah, growing up here in Cali, my mom is like a disco queen. You know, like okay. she listened to all the disco music, Earth, Wind and Fire, Bee Gees, you know, everything disco. Michael Jackson, that's like her biggest, you know, she's biggest fan or whatever. So, but then also growing up in the West Coast, you know, you grow up listening to some funk or to Snoop Dogg. You know, Snoop Dogg was big in our time. We grew up, I'm from the 90s, so Snoop Dogg was like the biggest thing, you know. You got Tupac, even Bone Thugs, people like Bone Thugs.
Yeah.
But Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg, those were my like favorites out here in the West Coast. Everybody knows Snoop, you know. Going down to the South and linking up with like New York people, they put me on to like some more like lyrical type of stuff. Like even Bugsy, his favorite was Jadakiss.
Oh, okay,
So he put me on to Jadakiss, which I thank him for because that's one of my top 5 favorites.
Yeah,
you know?
Okay.
I love Jadakiss. And my other homies, you know, putting me on to people like Cassidy, and Dipset. Like my homie Foz put me on to Dipset, Cameron, and all them. So like
nice.
And even one of my friends Ray, he put me on to he's also from Queens. He put me on to Big Pun.
Ooh, okay,
you know?
Nice.
So that one was a big one for me, man, because I had never heard of Big Pun.
Yeah.
And coming from the West Coast, you know.
And it's like pre-internet, I mean, MTV was around, but I'm sure it wasn't popping.
It was just, you know, it was a little different, man. In the early 2000s, like, you still had regional music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember that before I even moved to Florida, we went to visit, and that's when I learned about T.I.
Oh,
you know, I learned about T.I. and I learned about Paul Wall.
Hey,
you know, and this is like when Swisher House days, you know, when I was laughing, bro. When I saw Paul Wall for the first time, I was dying laughing, like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't expecting for like a white guy to sound like that,
right?
You know, but you know, it's the South.
Talking about grills and shit.
Yeah,
dude.
I had never seen a white boy like that, and I was like, no, this white boy is for real, man.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, because I'm from Orange County, you know, our white boys, we got sandals and like, you know, they go surf and shit, you know. But over there, man, this dude got grills in his mouth. He sound super black. You know, I thought he was black when I first heard him, you know, on the radio. And I was down south. I remember listening to the radio. The sound was different. I was like, damn, this sounds dope. Like, we don't ever hear that over here on the West Coast, you know. And, yeah, man, just getting exposed to a lot of, like, New York artists. And even Big Pun is so big for me because he's Hispanic, you know. So, and the way that he was rapping and, to me, I still think that he's the best rapper ever, bro. I can't really see too many people going up against him on a record.
Yeah,
you know? So, yeah, man, that definitely, the regions shaped a little bit of how I sound, even how I speak now. You know, I don't, a lot of people here in Cali always ask me, hey, where you from, man? Like, they don't know if I'm from here or from somewhere else.
Yeah, you got like a blend of the two. I
see that. Man, and even being down south, man, have you seen the movie ATL?
I have not. No.
No? Oh man, you gotta watch ATL. There's a funny scene in it where this guy, he's talking to like this young guy, but he's got such a heavy country accent that it's so hard to understand him, man. So you should check that one out. ATL with T.I. man. That's a good movie. You like
with
that?
With T.I.'s in it?
Yeah, T.I.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. And Lauren London is in it too.
Oh, okay, damn.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, she's in that one. I think that's where she's like one of her biggest roles right there.
ATL. All right, I'll have to check that out, man.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So I like, but just going back to what we were talking about, like the different coasts and not having a lot of exposure, I feel like that was what was huge about MTV. And I get the internet has taken over that platform, so you don't need the music videos as much as they used to.
Right.
But I remember being like, you know, in 3rd, 4th grade, 5th grade in the summers, spending times at my grandma's house, and she had cable before we did at my house.
Right.
But I remember when MTV, they'd play basically music videos every day.
Yeah.
For like at least 8 to 10 hours a day too. And I remember like learning about 50 Cent, about G Unit, about all these cats from the East Coast and from the South. But if you weren't, because if the radio stations were mostly playing. They would throw in some like maybe some Andre 3000, some Outkast, some like the bigger hits.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was predominantly West Coast. That's what I loved about MTV. When they were showing music videos, you got to see the videos from all these like people from the East Coast. Fat Joe, I remember, was like a favorite of mine growing up. Lauryn Hill and all those people, you know. So it was cool how they put on that exposure before like internet really became popping in everyone's household, you know.
Yeah, and that's funny, man, because that's exactly what happened, bro. I got exposed to T.I. early 2000s, and I came back. And I remember being in middle school and elementary and saying, "Hey, man, you gotta listen to this rapper T.I." And everybody's, "Oh, he sucks, he's whack." And the next thing you know, when he hits that song on the radio, and then, "Hey, have you heard of T.I.?" and vice versa.
Right.
I heard of Kendrick Lamar like 06, 06, 07, you know, and same thing with Nipsey, 06, 07. I heard about Kendrick and Nipsey, and I was in Florida, you know. I would come back, visit my family. I go back to Florida. And when I went down there, I remember that whole time around Full Sail, I was putting people on to Kendrick, and he wasn't even Kendrick. He was K-Dot.
Yeah, you know? Really early.
Yeah, K-Dot and Nipsey. And I'm hey, man, you need to hear these guys. And at the time, a lot of people were like, "Oh, man, he sounds like Lil Wayne. He's a wannabe Wayne," and stuff like that, you know. And then same people later on, "Hey, have you heard of Kendrick?"
Yeah. That's tight, man.
Definitely. I always rep it for the coast, man. Everywhere I go, I always like put people on to West Coast music, man. 'Cause that's my favorite thing about traveling, and that, like, I would recommend anybody listening or whatever. I always tell them, man, you guys definitely need to travel, get out a little bit more.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, man. Even just the sounds of the city is different, like in every little town, you know.
That's what I think about is cool about California is there's a sound in like LA, Compton area, but if you go up to the Bay even, there's a whole different sound there with Mac Dre, Need 40, and a lot of Too Short too. Yeah. And they have a very different sound, and even like Tupac spent a lot of time in the Bay. People don't remember that.
Exactly.
Because I think he was born in Maryland-ish.
Yeah.
Around that area.
Yeah, I hear. I'm not like too knowledgeable about like Pac's past or anything like that, but I do remember people saying stuff about like New York too, like some Brooklyn stuff.
Yeah, so he spent time on the East Coast before he moved to Oakland, and then he moved down south to LA and kind of put on. It's funny, he gets remembered a lot for his fame and his popularity and how he died, obviously too. But
he said he got a lot of his game from Oakland. Yeah. When he was running with a digital.
Yeah, Shock G. And
yeah, exactly.
That's cool. So what was the first song that you ever recorded? What was that sounding like?
The first... Oh, I remember the first song I ever recorded, man. Oh, man, dude, we were in high school. This is a crazy story, bro. We were in high school, and we used to, me and my crew, M-Bam, we used to just hang out and just cypher, freestyle, you know, do the hood stuff. And there was a substitute teacher, bro, and he saw us rapping every day, and he came one time and he's like, can he rap with us? You know, and this is like some, you know, it's some like professor, like he's a professor nerd looking guy, you know. So we're like, yeah, whatever, man, come drop some bars, and he has some bars, man. Okay. But we told him we were going to the studio, and we actually convinced our substitute teacher to drive us to the studio. No way. after school, man. And you know, we were all confident. I really don't remember too much of what happened with everybody else. I just remember that when we pulled up to the studio and it was my turn to go, like, this was a verse I had memorized left and right. I rapped this thing like 100 times, dude. Yeah. I stepped into that booth, bro, and I forgot everything.
Oh, man, that's tough.
And then the thing about it was my heart was pumping so hard. I was like, damn, can he hear it on the microphone? It was pumping so hard, man. I had to punch in and record like 2 bars at a time. It was horrible, bro. Oh, damn. Okay. It was horrible, man. But the song came out pretty cool, man, and it got us a little buzz in high school when we dropped this stuff, man. This was ringtone era.
Yeah, okay, I remember that. Recording it off your phone and then,
this was ringtone era, but we really paid for a recording studio. And,
that's tight.
And yeah, we were one of the first at our school, high school kids to like have a mixtape out at the school.
That's tight, man. So was it hard for you to leave what was it, Money by Any Means, your group, once you decided to come back to California?
I don't think we ever left, man. Like, I never left the group or nothing like that. We just kind of, I think that was just like a high school thing, you know, like a clique. But we still, besides Bugsy, you know, rest in peace. Everybody else, we still talk, we're still connected, and everybody's still making music too, you know. So there's still life over there, you know what I'm saying? It's just you know, like you said, people they get older, they grow, people have different callings in life. We were all from different areas, man. One of the homies was from Boston. The other homie was like from Tampa. Like, we had another homie from Atlanta. So it was a whole bunch of out-of-towners that end up linking up together in Florida.
That's tight, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like even I only moved from Santa Ana to Orange, which is a neighboring city. But I felt like in high school, some of my best friends were also people who didn't grow up in Orange. They were out-of-towners. Yeah. So one of my best friends came from, I still talk to him, and he still helps me with the podcast a lot. Okay. He's from Riverside, and then he lived in Watts for a little bit, too.
Yes, that's a minute.
I have another friend who came from Santa Ana. Similar thing. So I just felt like you kind of, like, out-of-towners kind of find each other and they, like, mesh with each other.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was crazy, man, because, you know, I was nervous, bro, going to this school, and, like, I went to a school called Eastside High School, bro. And just like every Eastside, bro, is like ghetto as hell, dog. And then, like, it was like 90, well, maybe not 90, but it was predominantly black, bro. And, you know, over here in California, there's like racial tensions between the Hispanic and the black community.
Especially in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah, especially in my time. I remember one of my best friends, his name is Thomas, he was black, bro. He's black, you know, and a lot of people used to talk trash to me for hanging out with him and stuff like that. And, I mean, I don't know what they expected. I play basketball, you know, I want to play with the best, you know. So, playing sports, you really...
You don't see color.
You don't really see color, man. You know, especially when you have a team and your team is good or something. You know, you learn how to trust your teammates, and so I never really saw color like that. But you know, still we know that there is racial tension over here in Cali. So when I go over there, I don't know what it's like over there, but there's no Hispanics. Bro. I swear, I was like one of like 3 Hispanics at Eastside, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, because all the Hispanics went to a different high school. Okay. Yeah, they went to the high school that, like, they taught you, like, how to speak English.
Okay. Like an ESL type thing?
Yeah, there was one school. There was, like, since it's a smaller town, it's not, like, as big as Cali. There was only, like, 3-4 high schools. Okay. You know, so each one had their certain, like, program. Yeah. And so the Spanish kids went to Gainesville High School because that's where they had like the ESL programs, or even if you were like Asian and you were to come, or you're like from India, like a lot of people from India came for the colleges and stuff like that, so they would go to Gainesville High School. Yeah, since I speak English, I just went to the school I was zoned for. So I ended up going to Eastside, man. And, you know, it was nerve-wracking, bro, just being around a bunch of like different people, man, and but
because even the Latino population out there is Cuban mostly, right?
Yeah, it's mostly like Puerto Ricans. You know, and like down more like in Miami, now you get like heavily like Cubans and stuff like that. So it wasn't mostly in the Gainesville area, it's mostly like Puerto Ricans. Yeah. Not too many Mexicans. It was hard to find tacos out there, bro. Yeah, it's hard to find tacos, bro. Yeah, somebody, we need to get a taquero out there, man.
It's a huge culture shock, I'm sure. Because, I mean, there's barbecue spots out here, but if someone's from the South, from Texas, they'll tell you all the time, like, oh, the barbecue out here is not really that good.
Exactly,
you know what I'm saying?
Dude.
So I'm sure it's the same way out there.
And that's true, man. Every now and then I get that urge, and I try to find some, like, barbecue, and it's so hard to find good barbecue here, unless you're trying to spend, like, $30, $40, you know? Over there, dude, with $7, you get a big old plate of barbecue, you know? Yeah, man.
So you mentioned mixtapes earlier, and you come from that mixtape earlier, and the mixtape era, and you talked about it in high school. But how has the industry changed from, you know, since you've been rapping for so long? How has it changed from the mixtape era and evolved?
Yeah, let me tell you, man. Back in like 2012, I was making at least $100 every day, bro, off of mixtapes, because people were still buying CDs in this time. You know, it was kind of starting to die out. But it hadn't died yet, you know, and I could burn 20 CDs and go outside and sell them for $5 a pop, you know, and I would make $100, you know. So like I do think it was a lot easier to make money back then, because now you need to make $1,000, bro. You need to make 250,000 streams. 250,000.
Yeah.
Damn,
that's
bro.
A lot of streams. Fuck.
That's a lot of streams, bro. I only had to find 20 people.
Yeah.
To sell.
Yeah, that's right.
To make $5.
Right.
You know,
that's
and
true.
and you're not selling nothing illegal or nothing like that. It's your music. You put it on a CD. You package it. You sell it. You know, and so it is a lot harder to make money in music now, compared to even like 5 years ago. But I guess now you can reach like larger audiences now. It's like even now I look at my artist Spotify or whatever, and it shows people in Germany listening to me. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing with the podcast.
Yeah, it shows people in UK and like a lot of people in El Salvador. You know what I mean? So like, it's tough, man. It's pros and cons, bro. The money is lower now, you know, but the reach is bigger, and so yeah, man. Take from it what you will. I'm kind of in the middle. I don't think it's better. I don't think it's worse. It's just changed. That's it. The game just changed a little bit.
I feel that.
Yeah.
So when you came out here, what was that first project that you dropped? Was it the Summertime Classics that you still got up on Spotify, or was it something before then?
There was actually something before then, man. This was actually at the time my most successful project. It was called 714.
Okay.
And I dropped 714 2013. And that was when I was fresh out of Full Sail, man. I was hungry. We were out here. I was kind of struggling, a little homeless, but I was still like, you know, couch surfing, like doing what I got to do, you know, friends' houses and stuff like that. But me and my boy Chase Hines, he's got a project coming out soon too. Chase, we dropped the project called 714, and Dub CNN wrote about it. A couple little newspapers wrote about it. Like I remember a newspaper in Las Vegas wrote about it.
Damn, that's tight. Okay.
Yeah, so we got a couple of shows. We were gonna open up for like Nipsey. We had a whole bunch of like movement going on from 714, but that's when like I said, I was homeless and stuff, so I was kind of struggling a little bit, man. So I had to bounce back to Florida for a little bit to kind of like just regroup and you know get my money right. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just trying to force it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Try to be a little smarter, you know, with how I maneuver. So after 714, what happened was I was working on a project called Pro Clubs and Chucks, and everything was ready. I had this Grammy Award winner who was gonna mix it for us. I had a couple names on it, but the producer, he kind of backed out last minute, and so since I recorded everything at his place, he had the sessions and stuff. Oof. He put me in a bad position. So
that's tough.
Yeah, so because of that, I ended up dropping Summertime Classics. Okay. Which that wasn't really the album I was trying to go for. It was kind of rushed. We just threw it out there to keep the momentum. Yeah. But one of the songs did really well, and it still gets played today. The No Lie. I did a little video for that one too. But yeah, that was just trying to save face, man. And shortly after I dropped that project, I came back to Cali, and things started picking up again. But then that's when I caught a case, bro. I ended up catching a case shortly after. But we were setting up a tour in Europe and the UK for Summertime Classics. Yeah. It got a lot of good reception in the UK. Okay. So and then I had
what is this, like 2014, 15?
Yeah, 2014, 2015. Okay. I dropped it summer 2014. I did a small tour in Florida. I hit up Atlanta, I hit up Orlando, and I hit up Miami. And so it got good reception out there. I came back here, I started doing shows here. It was getting reception, and then I was getting a lot of plays in the UK. Dang. So I had somebody from the UK contact me named Russell, and we were working on setting up like 2-3 shows out there, and then I got locked up, bro. I got locked up, bro. Yeah, man. So
you mind saying what for?
Yeah, man. It's pretty much, and we could talk about like the police thing going on too.
Yeah,
I think it's a good little segue. Pretty much, bro. I caught a case, from something that had happened a year before, and
in Florida or in California?
In Florida.
Okay.
I got locked up here in California for something I did in Florida, and it was pretty much one of those situations, man. I was walking through a campus with a friend of mine, and we were going to an administration building to get visitors passes. But a security guard stopped us, and he asked us for credentials, and I gave him what credentials I had. The other guy didn't have any. But the security guard, he just had an attitude, bro. Sometimes people just, I don't know if he was having a bad day or what, but he was just having an attitude, man. So he asked us to leave, and we left. It wasn't no issue. But once one of my friend called him RoboCop. Once he called him RoboCop, oh my God, bro! He hit this button on this guy started harassing. Shit. He started calling my friend all kinds of racist stuff. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Like he started saying all this crazy stuff. So I stopped. I told him, "Hey man, chill out. Like you asked us to leave, we're leaving. Like just drop it,
Yeah.
But, once 2 men or 2 dogs get into their mode and they start barking at each other, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? Especially when you're undersized against 2 big dogs. Like, what are you gonna do? So I mean, things popped off, man. My friend, knocked the dude out or whatever.
Damn.
We hopped in the car, we left, and that was that. But a year later, my name came up or whatever, and homie didn't have nothing to do with it, but they looked at the cameras, they saw I was the only one they were able to identify.
No way.
Yeah, so they locked me up. I had a warrant, they locked me up for that, and that put like a big pause on my music career, bro, because they were trying to use my music against me, bro.
No way.
They were trying to use like videos and little things like that. Like I had a website at the time, and my attorneys made me take it down. So like
shit.
So from 2015 to 2017, like I was just in and out of court.
Damn.
Just dealing with the case, man, and like that really stunted a lot of like the the progress I was making like musically.
Yeah. How did that experience change you as just like a person too, outside of music?
Man, it's tough, man. It makes you a little resentful, bro, to be honest. Prior to that, well, it's just kind of tough, man, because we live in America. We have these ideas and these beliefs about America that we're free, and it's just kind of crazy how you can be walking to a store 1 minute, and then the next minute they're locking you up in a cage.
Yeah.
Against your will, obviously, because nobody wants to go to jail.
Right. Yeah.
So like these people literally have the power to take a grown man up out of the streets and put him in a cage, and that doesn't sit right with me, bro. Like it does something to my spirit, bro, and it's just like it kind of make you like really traumatized with police, man.
I feel that,
even when you're not doing anything, they can pull you over and your hands start shaking, your voice get a little shaky, and I
think a lot of them know like their presence intimidates others, and especially like the weak-minded. I'm sure there's a ton of cases that weren't incidents that weren't caught on video, that were recorded, that shit happened, that was bad.
I mean, I've always like, I'm not a fan of police. Just putting it out, just plain and simple. I'm not a fan of police, bro. And it's because of an incident that happened to me in LA when I was like 16, 17. I was literally waiting for a bus, and the police pulled up to the bus stop and said, "Hey, are you so and so?" You know, they said some crazy name like Ricky. Are you Ricky? Whatever. I was like, "No, that's not who I am. It's not." And they were like, "Yeah, that's you." And they hopped out the car and they hemmed me up to the wall and they started like searching me. I didn't give nobody a reason to search me or authority or nothing.
Yeah.
And like, people started, oh shit, filming. People started filming. He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And here I am, like, what the fuck? I done missed my bus. My bus done passed. I'm like, God damn it,
Yeah.
So like, and then they do all this shit. They fuck up your time. They make you lose 30 minutes to an hour, and then at the end of it all, they're like, oh, sorry, my mistake.
That's crazy. They walked away like that.
Like, you can file a complaint if you want.
Yeah.
And then they leave, and it's like they know that you can file a complaint because it's not gonna do anything.
No.
They're gonna put it in.
They have a lot of protection against that.
Yeah, they're gonna put it in the file and just leave it in the office, and then it's never gonna get touched. So
they might get like a little slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
kind of thing,
bro. So
suspended a week, kind of thing.
Yeah, man. So that's it's kind of tough, man. It's kind of tough with the police. Like I also understand that. There are bad people out there. There are there's a lot of evil in this world. There's a lot of people out there who can't defend themselves.
Right.
And I understand the need for protection. For a protective service. Like
right.
I totally understand that. I do believe that the respect was lost over there though with the police, man.
Yeah.
And that they need to start respecting the community, man, because I think that badge just gives them a different type of ego, man.
Oh, 100%. I think it's a little too easy to become a police officer too. I mean, I know there are a lot of things you have to go through, physical training, mental training, but as far as like the college goes, you don't need a whole lot of it, if any. And I just feel like I forgot exactly how much time you have to take to get to the academy, but it's about like 3 to 5 months.
Yeah.
Where like, there's other professions that take way longer.
Exactly.
I think we can let people, and I get there's like some cities with a great demand for it,
Right,
I get it because there's a lot of crime and a lot of people to serve. But I just feel like sometimes it's too easy for people to get in and out of the police force, and we're not like doing our best job to make sure we select the best few. I was listening to a podcast and someone basically described it as, if you're driving freeways and you see like an overpass, a bridge, would you, so like let's say not all cops are bad, but let's say 70% are bad, right? Would you, so that 30% is good, would you want to drive over a freeway bridge if 70% of people who build bridges are bad? Like, no, we wouldn't trust that shit. Same thing if you were going to the doctor and having like open heart surgery. Would you want a doctor who's 60 or 70% like failure rate? Fuck no, right? So I think we just need to hold the bar a little higher for police force. That they got to be a little bit more specialized training and better people.
I totally agree, man. I think that even when at Full Sail, bro, the first month they teach you behavioral science, and it's pretty much a psychology class, man. They teach you how people behave, And they definitely need to work on that. Their customer service.
Yeah, you put their customer service face on. Yeah,
they need to work on their customer service, man.
Yeah,
it's a tough thing, bro. I feel like police are getting a lot of the shit.
Right now, 100%.
They're getting a lot of the shit, man. When they're just like a small part of the problem.
Yeah,
I think that the real problem is the prosecutors, bro, the DA.
Yeah.
Because the police don't have the authority to charge their own. It's the prosecutors that bring up charges. And so everybody's so focused on the police because they're the ones that's doing the activities. They're the ones that's brutalizing the community or using excessive force. So they're the ones that get caught on camera. But the ones who are supposed to hold those people accountable are the prosecutors and the DA, but they're not bringing charges up against their friends.
Yeah,
and
it's really buddy, and I remember even reading too about how the unions are very strong in the police force.
Yes, yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of these prosecutors, they're either they were once police or their family is police, and I mean the whole court system, everybody there, they're all friends, you know.
Yeah.
Dealing with the court system for 2 years, bro, I done practically became a lawyer, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, yeah, I totally saw the friendships that exist. And just to paint it in perspective, I had one attorney who filed certain motions for me and was helping me with my case, and they didn't want me to win, so they end up promoting her to prosecutor. And she had to withdraw from my case.
No way.
Yeah. And I was like, wow. Because they had gave me an attorney originally, and the lady wasn't doing the things I was requesting her to do, you know. Because I know a little bit about the law, you know. You just got to read a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
So she was trying to play me, bro. And long story short, and I contacted like the bar that gives them their licenses.
Yeah.
And so the bar ended up contacting my attorney, and they end up withdrawing because they were gonna have negative marks, you know. And so they try to protect themselves. So the other attorney came on my case, and she saw what I did prior. So she was like, "No, I'll help you out." She filed the paperwork I requested, and then not even a week later, she told me, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got to withdraw from the case. I got a promotion."
No way.
And I was like, "Oh, really? You know, where did you get promoted to?" She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a prosecutor now." And I was like, "What the hell? So how does this affect me?" You know? Yeah. But yeah, man, don't do shit like that, bro. And so the police, I understand why they get the shit, you know, because they're front lines with it. But they really got to take a deeper look, man, and look at the prosecution, because that's the people who filed the charges, and those are the same people that filed charges on the boyfriend of Breonna Taylor.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Those are the same people who filed charges on you when your friend dies by some other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like it's the prosecutors, man.
Yeah.
I think that's where people need to really start focusing on.
Yeah, and I think what really angers people is, we're talking about MTV earlier, but like social media now is the new TV, and it's like bigger than that. Things spread so much quicker.
Yeah.
And from the different incidents, getting back to Trayvon Martin, I think that was like 2014 or 13. But you know, there's been countless of occasions where like they capture on video.
Yeah.
And then you like read a couple of days later that they don't get charged or anything.
Yeah.
Or if they do get charged, because I remember Trayvon Martin, it was
and that was near
George
Orlando.
Zimmerman, right? Yeah, it was in Florida.
That was right there, dude.
And he got off. And I remember like that was a huge day on social media.
That was big.
Yeah, because everyone was like, "What? Like, how did he like, you know, get proven innocent? Like, what?" And so that just, you know, like time after time, like you see so much of that happen again. The video of it, you have the proof, and then people are still getting off, and they're not getting charged, and not getting fired.
Exactly.
You know,
and then on the other spectrum, in my case, there was no video footage, there was no evidence, there was nothing, and I still got charged.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell people, like, did the police do that?
Yeah.
They didn't do that.
Yeah.
The police didn't have nothing to do with that. The police, all they did was arrest me.
Right.
Who did that?
They're the pawns, you know?
Who did that? That was the prosecution, bro. That's the DA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody got their eyes focused on the police when they really should be looking at the prosecutors and the DAs. And those are the people that they vote and elect.
Yeah.
You know, so. You
ever see that documentary on Netflix, When They See Us?
No.
Bro,
is that the one with the Central Park?
Yeah, bro. How old were you when that happened? Because you're probably little.
Bro, I don't know anything about that.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Yeah, that document, I think it's 4 parts, but I couldn't honestly get past the second one because I was just like crying. Like, it was hard to watch, bro, because these are like middle. Like, not to ruin too much of it because I know you haven't seen it, but like these are middle school age kids.
Yeah, wow.
Some of, I think like a couple of them are in high school, but like they're like pressing on, kind of using their psychological advantages over these kids, telling them like, yeah, your parents said like we could talk to you like this, and they okayed it.
And see, that's another thing, bro. See, once you touch that, bro, it starts sparking stuff, man.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing, bro. Like when you're going through these cases, you know, the attorneys they give you, because you're broke, you can't afford it. You can't afford $10,000 for retainer fees. You know, Like, you get the public defender, and this fool, he's gonna come to you and he's gonna say, dude, just sign this, just sign the deal, bro, just
the plea or whatever.
And they don't care if you're innocent or guilty, bro. They just want you to sign this piece of paper so that they can file it and move on to the next one. Like, nobody really wants to, like, defend you. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing, bro. It's like, you get all these innocent people going to court. Like, I have a friend, bro, and this is crazy, man. Like, I don't want to put their business out there, nothing, but two friends of mine, one of them called the police on the other because of some BS and pretty much lied on him and said that he got robbed. You know, but when it was really just a disagreement, you know, but he said he got robbed. And so now this fool, he got a history, he got a record. So now the public defenders are coming here, sign a deal. Long story short, I told him not to sign it, but he signed it anyways. 10 years, bro.
10 years?
10 years, dog, because of his prior record and because he didn't want to go and defend himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, like, it takes time. And that's
it's a lot of effort, but you know what I mean? It's either that or 10 years.
The thing is, these attorneys, bro, they tell you that you're going to lose. They don't say, they don't ever say, if we win. They don't ever say that. They say, oh, if you lose, it's 10 years max. If da-da-da. They always point to the negative because they do scare tactics. They try to scare you, bro. And that's the reason why, like,
that's tough.
You know, like that's why every time I try to talk to kids and stuff like that, and they're dealing with courts and stuff like that, I tell them, hey, don't be afraid, bro, because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna try to scare you into signing these documents. You know, and because let me tell you, bro, the day before I went to trial, they changed their plea. They finally offered me a plea. They said 7 days. 7 days jail or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, nah, man, you offering me 7 days. I done already waited all this 2 years. Hell no, let's just go all the way. You know? But yeah, man, whoever's listening, don't let them pressure you, dog. Like, they're gonna try to scare you into signing things and stuff like that. You know, but yeah, we gotta start looking more us as a community and everything. We gotta start applying pressure to the prosecutors who bring up the charges. You know, the police, I definitely do believe that they there does need to be some type of changes going on there with their policing tactics, with their tactics. But as far as, like, I see a lot of people talking about defunding the police too, and although I agree that they don't need all that funding, what's going to happen is they're going to eliminate funding to the programs they decide. You know what I'm saying? So it's instead of there being, like, less military issued guns, they're gonna cancel the. I think they said something about like the sex rape or whatever.
Like the classes or something.
The special rape victims unit. Do you guys watch Law and Order? What's it called? The
SVU?
Okay. Special Victims Unit. So I read in an article that LA is gonna, because they already cut the funding, they said that they're gonna eliminate the SVU unit. The Sexual Victims Unit. And that's women and kids. You get what I'm saying? So, like, although, you know, people, defund the police, you know, and I agree, they're still gonna twist it and make it work to their advantage. So they're gonna, you want to cut our funding? Well, you know, now your women and kids are gonna take about an hour to respond to their calls now. You know?
It should be more like reallocate the funds.
Exactly.
Because I even think, you ever seen that movie Crash?
Yes, I love that movie.
So I don't know if it's towards the end, but there's the scene where the white cop's in the car with the black kid. And I forgot what he was doing, but he was like pulling his wallet out of his pocket, and he gets afraid, so he just he's trigger happy. And he shoots and kills the kid. Didn't do anything wrong. It was just like pulling out his wallet. And I do feel like there should, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm sure, like, especially like the cops in LA or in some of the heavy parts of Santa Ana, they do see some shit. So there should be like some money in their budget for them to like deal with like mental health shit, how to recoup them of that, kind of like a therapist even. But I'm sure that's going to be the first thing that goes when they defund the police. So it's more about because you said it earlier, like they don't need to have the military grade equipment.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. They shouldn't be always like so quick to have that big, AR or whatever they have in their hands.
Let me tell you, man. In Florida, bro, I remember passing by a police station, and they, no lie, bro, had a Lamborghini, dude.
Ooh.
Cop car.
No way.
What the hell you need a Lamborghini cop car? Like, what the... I mean, it was cool. Like, we took pictures, but like, you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
like,
not necessary.
Dude, and even if you take little... Because you can visit the offices, and they'll take you little tours and stuff. Bro, I've seen so many, like, military laser scopes and like, all types of Call of Duty closets.
They're just toys for these fuckers to play with, you know?
And the whole time it's like a town of like 5,000.
Yeah,
bro. Like, that's crazy, man. So I understand the defunding, but like you said, bro, the reallocation of the funds. Where are these funds going to?
Right.
I think that's more important, and that will get my attention. Like, because I do know that there are some, like, I know people who work for police and things like that. And, in small towns, and like some of their people don't even have vests. So, there's both ends of the spectrum when it comes to that. I don't think that getting rid of the police completely is the solution, because like I said, the elders and like kids, there's
people with disabilities and shit like that too.
There's certain people that just don't have the protection or the ability to protect themselves, so who are they gonna call? So I definitely think that there needs to be some type of program, and
it's gonna be really interesting to see how that shakes out, because I feel like this is not like it's not something that's going to happen in the next couple months. It's not something that's going to happen, I don't think, in the next year. It'll probably be like a especially if we're talking nationwide, it might be like a 4 to 10 year thing. Where they're going to have to like slowly tear down what they have, the system built, and then kind of rebuild it to, where there's more resources allocated to different areas. They're not, have the military grade equipment. They can respond better. They don't, like, I know certain cities across the U.S. There's like certain hotlines you can call now for policemen without guns. I think somewhere in the Bay Area, I think San Francisco or Oakland are starting, or maybe it's Sacramento, somewhere up in NorCal. Like there's a different number you can call where if it's a non-violent reason you're calling, they'll send a policeman without any weapons. So like that's like a small baby step in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But the entire it's a big system that needs to be like reformed, like up and down. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
it's not gonna be easy, like snap of the finger type thing.
Well, they kind of did it to themselves, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They've gotten away with so much for so long. They're still getting away with so much, man. And I mean, this is America, bro. This is a country that's of the peoples. And like, although certain people may be in power right now, they know it too. They know it too, bro. That's why they're trying to do all this stuff. They done saw the riots. They done saw the looting. And that was just a small take. That wasn't even like the people. That was like a small percentage of the people. You know what I'm saying? So like, things do got to change, man. It's been messed up for such a long time. Like, I think it's time. I think it's crazy though, bro, right now with COVID and everything going on. Like, what do you think of the Kanye, man?
President 2020. First reaction, I was like, I remember him saying this a couple years back, that he said he was going to run in the future.
He did.
But I think I was reading up like the next day after he announced it, is that he is in like 32 or 33 for exact numbers, but it's low 30s. It's too late in that state to put your name on the ballot. So like, and then I think it was like 10 of them would even count if they wrote him in. So I think he did this too late. So I don't know if this is like a publicity stunt. I'm sure like
he has been dropping music.
Yeah, I feel like So I feel like in a month or two he's probably gonna withdraw his name from the race and then maybe do an album type thing. But I just feel like this was kind of just like a brief distraction because it was on 4th of July, right? Yeah, last Saturday. So I mean, it was really random timing, bro. When you read into it, you're like, okay, well, he can't even really like win,
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know, honestly, but I just feel like a lot of people now, especially, I remember even when Donald Trump ran, and even in the primaries and stuff, a bunch of like actors and all sorts of people were like, well, I'm gonna run too, because now it's like I feel like the president has become this like kind of joke of a position now.
It is, man.
The fact that, you know, Trump has no political experience and he has no like background in any of that, and he just got the job, kind of like
crazy.
So I feel like now it's anyone
a popularity contest.
That's, and I remember, you know, but that goes back to high school and shit too. I remember when we would have our like little elections and everything. Like, I remember the teachers would always say, "Well, don't vote on popularity, vote on who you think's gonna be the best." But you know damn well we all vote on popularity.
Hey, I'm voting for the homie, man.
Right? Or the kid who danced on stage or had a really funny speech, you know, that kind of thing. Exactly. So I always felt like it was like instilled in us from a young age. But you know, I going back to the police force thing real quick.
Yeah.
I feel like there needs to be more people like us serving the community as policemen. You know what I'm saying? Just people,
I feel that.
Especially like people who grew up in the area. You know what I'm saying? Like kids who grew up in Santa Ana becoming Santa Ana policemen. And it doesn't have to be 100%, but 80% of the police force has to have lived and grown up in that community and still live in that community. Because I think too many times you get people from out of areas moving to other cities, and it's a lot different. Like let's say you grew up with that. Let's say, you know what I mean, like you're a policeman and it's your best friends from high school's kid that you're arresting. You know what I'm saying? You're going to treat that a lot differently than if I were to move to St. Louis and become a policeman and don't know anybody and you're just, you know, like, fuck this kid, you know, who is this, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I think that's another thing that they should work on, too, is having people from that district work in that district instead of having these people work in this field or... You know, I'm not sure. I don't know how it works because I'm not a cop. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you get assigned to your area, or I don't know if you choose what area you'd like to be assigned to.
Yeah.
But that definitely, I agree that if you grew up in this neighborhood, it'd be better for you to police that neighborhood because you have more ties to that neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know? I think. And that's another thing, touching back on that, like the social media and how music is different back then and now, is the digital thing, man. Before the 2000s, like in the 90s, you still had that sense of community.
Right.
You know? And now that social media has taken over, our communities went digital.
That's true, yeah.
You know? And so now... It's weird to be outside and to say hi to your neighbors and stuff like that. When before there used to be more block parties. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
everyone's more to themselves.
Yeah, everybody's more to themselves now, and they're behind the screen. And I feel like people are more afraid now.
Yeah,
compared to back then, you can let your kid play outside and run down the street because this is our neighborhood.
Yeah,
this is our community. You know, and even myself, you know, like I got kids and I don't like them running far because I'm like, oh, but you don't know who that is, and you know what I'm saying, and you get so panicked because it's little kids, you know.
Yeah.
But then you think about it, and I was like, wait, man, I remember when I was 6, man, I was outside climbing trees, and like nobody was outside, and, you know. So I do think that us as a community, we need to remember that we are a community, and we need to step up more in the physical, not just the digital, you know. So
that was the one thing I missed about living in Santa Ana is I didn't know the whole street, but my parents made it a point to know all like our closest 6 neighbors.
Yeah, exactly.
So like the house next to us on each side, houses across the street, and houses like just like, you know, a couple houses down. Like we all knew them.
Exactly.
A few of them had kids my age, so we played together.
Exactly.
But when we moved here, and granted we were already I was in that middle school age, so it was a little different.
Okay.
But I just felt like whether my parents, it could have been a multitude of factors. We didn't really get to know our neighbors here. I mean, there was a few that came over to us, and I think like 2 of them we had like pretty good connections with and contact with. But I feel like for the most part now, it's like I rarely know any neighbors other than like I'll say the simple, "Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Good. How are you? You know, enjoy your night," that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not really like anything personal on a level like that. And I feel like you said, the communities are kind of being torn apart in that sense of like. You're like, hey, like, always be there for your neighbor. Because that's the thing with State Farm. I feel like, especially kids nowadays, if they hear that commercial, State Farm, like a good neighbor, like, they're like, fuck, what's a good neighbor?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like both of us, we still kind of recognize that time when there was good neighbors and you could call your neighbor for anything. Let's say your neighbor was a plumber and you had a leak.
Yeah.
Instead of calling someone, you could be like, yo, can you help me out real quick? You know, I'll maybe buy you lunch or something.
Exactly.
It was more common, you know?
Yeah, even back then you used to have the neighborhood guy buy ice creams for the kids. You know, like you would see a lot more like that, and even like the fact that, you know, like they're showing like these elote men and ice cream men getting beat up and stuff like that, never happens.
No, that's like, crazy to see that kind of shit, man.
You know, and that's the crazy stuff, man. And it's like, where does that come from, bro? Mm-hmm. And you know, I'm not just trying to target it or nothing like that, but I do feel like, you know, social media got a lot to do with that, man. Because I catch myself sometimes. I wake up happy every day, bro. Wake and bake. You know, I'm ready to get it in. You know what I'm saying? Ready to get the day started. But once you hop on Facebook, man, you start seeing all this negativity, man. And by the time I'm done smoking, I'm supposed to be happy. I'm upset, bro. I'm like, man, I walk in. Hey, did you see this video? Man? They did this to the elote man.
Yeah,
you know?
So
you know,
makes you furious, bro.
I think that there's a lot of division being promoted, man. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of, you know, I think we need to work on the content that we share and that we promote and stuff like that. And I do understand that, you know, it's good to be aware. But you also got to watch what you feed your spirit and your soul, man. You can't just keep watching horror movies all the time. Well, you're going to get a nightmare eventually.
Right? Yeah, you can start being on edge and shit, you know?
Yeah, bro. I done watched a little scary movie the other day, and I caught myself having a dream, you know? And I woke up because I knew it was a dream, so I was like, man, what the hell? Let me change my dream real quick.
Yeah. Not going to lie, like, I'm not a big scary movie person, but she is. So I've been seeing a lot more scary movies.
It got you.
And there'll be times where, like, it's probably not even sketch scenarios, but it'll be, like, somewhat sketch compared to, like, the normal everyday life. Yeah. And I'll be a little bit on edge, you know? In the movie, it's a normal scenario, right? And then all of a sudden, the killer comes out. Or some weird shit happens. You're like, fuck, you know? Like, so sometimes you're just a little on edge. Like, I feel like my goosebumps kicking in.
I'm straight pussy. When it comes to the horror movies, bro, oh my god, bro, I'm pussy, dog. Like, I watched a little movie, and it was probably like a week ago, dude. And I swear, no lie, bro, like 2 days ago, I'm having a dream, and have you seen the Jumanji, the new ones?
Yeah.
Okay, did you see the second one?
Yeah, I saw the second one too.
You know where they like running on the bridges?
Yeah.
Hey, dude, that was my dream, but it was like some alien monster looking shit trying to get me, and I'm, you know, in dreams you run slow.
Yeah.
So I'm running, and I was like, man, why am I so slow? You know, and I was like, it's a dream.
Yeah.
So I had to wake myself up, man.
That's tough, man.
But yeah, a little side story. Yeah.
Right on. But going back to the police brutality, then we can move on to other things. I did want to ask you too about the Never Give In video because I did some digging on your YouTube page. Was your run-ins with the police force kind of the inspiration behind putting that video together with the different clips of police brutality?
Yeah, man. The funny thing about that song and that video is that was one of the songs off the Pro Clubs and Chucks. That was supposed to be on that project. And see, even back in 2013, I was already talking about things like that because Trayvon, I think that was around that same time.
Yeah, I believe so.
Like, this isn't nothing new. You know, Rodney King.
It's just televised now.
Yeah, Rodney King got beat up. NWA talked about it. Like, it's just, it hasn't changed. So, we're still going to be talking about the things we deal with. And I'd say out of 10 run-ins with the cops, I've probably had maybe 1 or 2 that was non-confrontational. Yeah. You know? And keep in mind, like, I smoke trees. Yeah. And I like to make music, and I grew up by the beach. Yeah. I'm trying to chill, man. Yeah. I'm not trying to start nothing. And for 8 of my 10 confrontations to end like confrontational, you know, like that shows something, you know. So even back then, I was touching on that subject, bro. And the funny thing about that video is it had reached like 5,000-6,000 views. Damn. And then YouTube took it down.
Oh, they did?
They said it didn't meet the standards or whatever of some shit, you know.
That's
or
sketchy.
It's like brutality or something like that. And yeah, I thought it was sketchy, man, because it was one of my more successful videos at the time, you know. Yeah. I'm every video I was dropping was getting more and more views, and here's like my first 5,000-6,000 views, and next thing you know, they take it down. And so like now, I think if you go look at the video, it's only got like 600 views or something like that, you know. So I thought that was kind of sketchy too, man.
That is good, man.
It was good for about maybe like a week.
Mm-hmm.
It was up there for like a week, and the next thing you know,
they took it down. So you had to put it back on, or did they eventually just clear
it? I ended up re-uploading it.
Okay.
You know, but when I re-uploaded it, it didn't get as much traction the second time. You know,
that's crazy.
Yeah, man. So that was a little crazy about that little video. YouTube, man, got some explaining, bro.
Yeah, they do, man.
What's going on?
They're capable of great things, but sometimes they, want to hide you from the truth too.
Yeah,
for sure. So fast forwarding a lot to this year, Ocean Grown, your latest EP. Tell me about that project and how that idea came about, and the title for it too.
All right, cool. Yeah, so Ocean Grown. I got a friend of mine, Big O.
Mm-hmm.
He also went to Full Sail with me, and he's lived in multiple places. He lived in the Bay for a little bit, and before he took off to UK, he's in London now. And he produced the track for me on my Loki Loko album that I dropped last year. So we were just kind of going off of that momentum. He liked that song. And so he sent me a couple of the beats, and he's the one who actually brought it up. He's like, "Hey man, we should drop a little EP, you know?"
Yeah.
So he sent me some beats, and he's more of like a boom bap, lo-fi, instrumentalist. And when he sent me some of those beats, man, that OG beat was in there.
Yeah.
You know, and I just started feeling these ocean vibes, these beach vibes, man. And I was like, man, there's a lot of like bullshit out in the world right now. Like we need something a little more cool, calm, and chill. Like something that's gonna make you feel good.
Right.
I wanted to make something that would make people feel good. And it started off with that one song, and he sent the production. I actually had the production before I had any of the songs done. Like I heard the production. I was like, yeah, I like this. And once I recorded that first song, it just kind of like I said, I wanted that ocean vibe.
Yeah.
You know? So I just thought, Ocean Grown. It just came to me. We grew up by the beach.
Yeah.
We're from Orange County. We grew up by the beach, and OG, that stands for Ocean Grown, you know, so like that's my favorite strains, once OG came, that's all we were smoking for a while, you know what I mean? Like now they got the cookies, and now they got, the gelatos and the cakes, and now they got all these different kinds, but back then it was all about the OGs, man. So that's why I titled it Ocean Grown, man. I thought it fit my coming up, the way I grew up. I think it fit the vibe of the music and just the overall feeling of the project.
Because it's very different sounding too from a lot of your other music that I was listening to, like deeper, like in your discography.
Yeah.
Did you feel like at all like uncomfortable, like starting to go to this vibe, or was it just kind of came natural?
That's the funny thing, because like we said, we grew up listening to the West Coast stuff.
Yeah.
So like, even like California Dream, that's that West Coast, like boom bap, so like when I heard that beat, I thought West Coast immediately, because that was like the era we grew up in. And then when I moved down south and linked up with these New York cats, and they're putting me on to Big Pun and all these like New York rappers, I was on that boom bap phase, like that lyrical hip hop phase, like during my teenage years, I was all hip hop. All that trap stuff came later. You know? So like originally coming into the music, hip hop influenced me. So his sound wasn't far from that, you know. So it wasn't really a challenge. It was just different, It was a different sound, man. And like I said, I really wanted to get that feel good going. A lot of my music, I think, is more like a little more heavier, like some of the substance. I talk a lot about like hustling, or like even like police interactions and things like that. So I really like this this sound, or this wave, or this wave of music that I'm on right now.
Nice. I remember after listening it to a couple times through, I thought like I would just how I would describe it to someone who's never heard it before. I would say it's like modern day G funk, like with a little lo-fi twist, obviously. But it reminded, and you said Nate Dogg earlier, so it kind of clicked with me. I was like, yeah, Nate Dogg, that makes sense as an inspiration because while like you do pull, and I do hear like the boom bap from the East Coast and a lot of some of the stuff from the South too, like the influences, you definitely get that like G funk vibes where it's like something you could cruise to, that Long Beach vibe, right?
Exactly.
So it was a good project, man. I really enjoyed that.
I appreciate that, man. And it's funny that you said that too, cause a lot of the homies that are like fans of mine or whatever, like, I always ask people like what their favorite and their least favorite track was, and I hit him up like, man, what'd you think about this project? And he was like, man, I was not expecting this project from Loki, because you know they know me, they know I rap on like heavier stuff. Like, they were like, man, it was a different sound. I wasn't expecting it, but it was really cool. Like they really liked it a lot. So I think I executed it, man. I think I just want people to feel good when they listen to it. Like you say, cruising, bro. That's my favorite activity. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I love the cruise, bro. Like, I'll be bored. I say, hey, let's go hit the streets real quick. Yeah. We'll cruise, you know? So that's definitely the type of vibes I was going for.
Especially when it's at night. I remember, too, like, the first week of quarantine, I was like, you know what we need to do is like go for a drive. Yeah. It's like 7, 8 o'clock, like no one's out, no one's getting off work because it was dead. And I remember like cruising down Warren all the way to the, I think it goes to Seal Beach, and then taking PCH all the way down to like Costa Mesa area. And but it was super nice, you know. And you know, I have a sports car, but it's funny. I don't even really like driving it fast. I'm just kind of like slow. And,
exactly.
You know what I mean? I feel like I should drive a different car, but.
On a side note, have you seen the movie Lowrider?
I have not, but I've heard about it. Yeah,
dude. Watch Lowrider, man. It's a good. Well, what's your ethnicity, if you don't mind?
Both my parents are from Mexico, and I was born here, so I'm first generation Mexican American.
Okay, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
I'm first generation, but my parents are from El Salvador.
Okay.
Yeah, so man, Lowrider's really good, bro. I just saw it like 2-3 days ago. Really good movie, bro.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be like more like on some hood shit.
Yeah.
But it was really more like about like low riding and like cruising.
Yeah, how that culture started?
Yeah, the culture. Okay. Yeah, bro. Okay. It's really good. Really good. You should check that one out.
I've seen a few documentaries on like hydraulic culture and like what do they call that? Like bouncing? I forgot the official term. Yeah. But yeah, like in car clubs too. I've seen a few of that. Yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
This one is have you seen Luke Cage?
Yeah.
You know the dude who's also in Sons of Anarchy?
I've never seen that show.
No, okay. The lady's like lover dude, the young lover. You know what I'm talking about?
And Luke Cage?
Yeah, like the first season you remember is like what's this dude's name? Candyman, what's his name?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
This dude comes and he's got the shades and he's like he starts helping out.
He's not Mahershala Ali.
Nah, but he was with him and his sister. You know how he has a sister?
Yeah.
And
the white dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. They call him Shades, I think.
Yeah, Shades. Yeah, Shades, bro. Shades, bro.
I was like, it was just Shades.
I couldn't think of his name, bro. Yeah, Shades is in it. Shades is in the Lowrider movie, man. Okay. He does a really good job. They got a couple names in there, actually.
Okay.
It's really good, man. All about the culture.
What platform is it on? Or what can you watch it on?
Where did I see Lowrider on, man? I can't remember, bro. I'll look it up and see where I got it.
Okay.
I'll shoot it to you, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, man. Wherever it is, watch Lowrider, man. You know, it's a good movie.
All right, sounds good. So going back to your project and after that, what are some other goals for you in the year 2020?
Well, this year, man, I just want to drop a couple more videos for the Ocean Grown. I'm shooting a video for OG tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be out by this month. Then we're gonna do California Dream and What For. What For is like that's doing the best on the project right now. Like that got picked up on a bunch of playlists and people have been like really listening to it. That one's almost got like 2,000 streams right now.
Damn, okay.
So that one's been moving. That one and like the one I mentioned, California Dream, those have been moving. So I want to shoot some videos for that. I want to do more of this, man.
Yeah.
I want to connect with some more people in the community, people that's trying to do things and uplift the community. You know, this is actually the first interview I've done, bro. Yeah.
Ever?
Well, here in California.
Okay.
Yeah, the last time I did something was like before I caught the case, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I'm starting to get back into it, into the scene, starting to tap in and reach out with people. I do plan on collaborating with some more artists in the area. I know a bunch of these artists. Man. Yeah. It's just I haven't been active. You know?
I feel that. Yeah. So gotta put yourself out there.
Yeah. Gotta tap in. And, I got put on to you through Doughboy.
Doughboy Tony. Yeah. How do you know Doughboy?
Well, actually, just on the scene, bro.
Okay.
Just being on the scene and stuff.
For sure.
Yeah. He's cool. Definitely plan on getting a couple tracks with him soon too. So
he's young too. What's crazy? Like man. He's only been around for 2 years. I think he's like 19 or 20. Like
what I love about him is that he's on that hip hop stuff too, bro.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
bro.
like it's different, man. I would like to go to New York sometime, bro. Just to see what it's like. Feel eat the food. I'm a foodie. You know?
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, bro. I get the munchies.
Yeah,
you know
I feel that.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring some pupusas over here, bro.
Ooh,
I was about to bring some pupusas for you, dog, but I wasn't sure. Like some people don't eat pork and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit. Dude.
No, it's all good. What's like your number one pupusa spot in Orange County? Or some favorites? Cause I really enjoy them. I know my girlfriend does too. So.
Oh yeah. Y'all love the pupusas.
Yeah,
that's where it's at. I'm gonna shout out 2 places.
Okay, go for it.
I'm in Santa Ana right now.
Okay.
So in Santa Ana, I like to go to Carbonero. You know, that's right there off of Main Street. Their pupusas is pretty good. And over here, like in Buena Park, there's one called Nancy's. Yeah. Nancy's pupusa. Yeah. They're pretty cool too. Man.
Damn. They open late? Cause I might go to that.
I'm not sure, man. This COVID thing got everybody
that's true. Their hours are
all funky, man. Sometimes I think they're open. I went to Walmart. They closed like at 8:30 or something like that. Like 8 o'clock.
Especially like in the early goings of it, like everywhere was closing early, obviously to prevent people from going out. But yeah, it was tough. I remember I needed like toilet paper at like 9 p.m. and like everywhere was closed. Like damn, like can't go anywhere.
It's crazy, man. I don't know what's up. They're talking about it's gonna make its second wave in the fall when it starts getting cool and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
That's another thing too. I know a lot of people are talking about it now because after all the protests, but a lot of different things too. A lot of people are just going out. People are saying the first wave hasn't even like died yet. Like it hasn't even like flattened. Like we're still in the first wave, so we might not even hit a second wave because we are still in the first. So there's a lot of different stuff being spewed. It's tough right now in the state of like going back to politics. Not to get too much into it, but like when your country's leader is like saying, "Oh, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. It's fake." Yeah. Like. You know, there's a lot of people that are just gonna believe that and take it for what it is. You know,
it's tough, man. As fucked up as it is, bro. I do got like a lot of views that do align over there, dog. You know, like even with the mask thing, like obviously I got a mask. I brought you a mask.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I mask up, but you know, it's just the belief of America. Yeah. You know, this is a free land. Yeah. And so when you believe in freedom, like you can't nobody tell you to put a mask on. Yeah. You know, and I agree. I agree that nobody should be able to tell you to put a mask on, you know, but also in that, you know, thinking if you go to somebody's house and they require you to take your shoes off before you walk around the house, you got to respect it. Yeah. So I think that it's great that these stores require you to wear a mask if you want to get in, you know. But I also feel like if you don't want to wear a mask and if your excuse is that you have breathing problems, then at least come with a list and give it to somebody so they can do the shopping for you. Yeah. But you gotta work with the system. Don't work against it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tough, man. Politics is tough, bro. Yeah. You can't please everybody, man.
That's the thing, too. I remember we had this discussion, like, the first weekend when COVID shut down. Because everything was so passive. It's like, hey, you guys shouldn't go out unless you really need to. Right. You guys should wear a mask. unless you know what I mean. Like there was like so many like shoulds instead of where like Italy, parts of China that got it like really bad, and other countries that got it hard. Even New York got it really bad at first.
That was the first case of COVID I heard that I knew somebody with COVID.
Yeah,
like,
but
I thought it was fake too until they called me and they're like, bro, I got COVID. I'm like, no, like get off my phone.
It's gonna spread. Yeah, but she was saying like they should just put everything on lockdown, like hardcore. Like what's up with all this passive shit?
Yeah.
And I said, dude, this is like that's the problem with it. Not the problem, but it could be a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
The fact that we are America, land of the free.
Yeah.
We could protest pretty much anything. Like the people who protested in Huntington.
Yeah.
You know, that was completely okay. I didn't agree with what they were protesting for. Obviously, it's different than protesting police brutality and a bunch of different shit. But that's their freedom. That's like what this country was built on.
Exactly.
Freedom to express yourself and not be told to do what of a government, because that's what they were doing in the UK and that's what they came here.
And that was one of the things I had a problem with Obama, bro. That was one of the things I had a problem with Obama is the fact that he required you to have like health insurance. Like, that should be a choice. If you don't want health insurance, that's on you. Like, are you smarter or dumber for having it? It's your choice. Like, that's the thing, bro. And I agree, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, sicknesses and diseases and germs have always been there. Mm-hmm. They're always going to be there. More are going to come. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, you can wear a mask. The germs are just going to get on the mask. You know, but the main thing is really keeping yourself healthy and staying hydrated and, you know, exercise.
Eating good shit, exercising,
you know. I'm not gonna say eating good stuff because I'm not. I eat so much fried foods and stuff like that. But you're right, man. What you feed your body is important. But what's more important is using your body. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And exercising, because if you can eat bad stuff, but if you're exercising and your body is cleaning that and using that mess as fuel. But if you're not using that fuel is just gonna sit there and get fat on you. Yeah. And that's what I'm noticing. A lot of people who are like getting COVID, because I know a few people, bro. I've met a few people that have COVID. I know people from not from my family, but like friends and shit like that. Yeah. And a lot of the people who are getting COVID, I've noticed, are overweight. Okay. Heavy set? Yeah. Yeah. You know? And so it makes sense because, you know, it's attacking their lungs. Yeah. They already have... Look, man, I'm skinny as fuck. I smoke every day, bro. My breathing is not good. Yeah. I'm not as healthy as I look. You know? I could run for like 5 minutes and that's it, bro. That's it. Yeah. You know? But that's why I'm exercising more. You know what I mean? Because, like... The people who snore, you know, like
your body has to work harder.
You're gonna struggle breathing. You know, once that mucus comes in, because I think that's what it is. COVID. I'm not too sure. I'm not a doctor. Yeah. Dr. Green Thumb. You know? But I think it's that mucus, man. You know, so definitely like, and I tell people that are overweight too all the time, like. You know, you gotta get that cardio up. Yeah. You know, get that cardio. So, to protect yourself. But germs are gonna be there, bro. You know, I'm glad that. I'm not glad COVID hit, but I'm glad COVID made it so that people are cleaning more. Yeah, that's like my mom's a big clean freak too, and I feel like so she was like, you know, like everyone's kind of like on her level now. So I'm sure a lot of other clean freaks too are very like we've been telling you, you know, that kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I dust every day, dude. I vacuum every day, and I don't know if it's just like a habit or what, but I just vacuum every day, all the time, man, and it's like, I always wash my hands in the back. I tell people, but like, hey, bro, you didn't wash your hands. You know, I'm that guy. I'm like, hey, you wash your hands, bro. You know, like, you got to tell people sometimes, because like, damn, bro, what is he doing, man? Yeah. Like, and then you wonder why people are getting sick, you know. So, but you know what? Too on the other end, man, all these tweakers in Santa Ana, they're still walking around unfazed, unaffected, bro. Right.
That shit's a superpower.
That's why it makes me think sometimes like about this COVID thing, man. Like it's definitely weird, man. I can't explain it.
Yeah, it's really something because no one I know too, like personally, like you said, you mentioned you have people.
Yeah, I know people who caught it.
No one in my friend group, no one in my family, no one that I know of. It's been like, you know, there was a case at work that we got an email for. I think it's been 2 now actually, but they were like, I don't know. They were in the departments I was working in.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. There's like people that I know of, but I never like was really like that close to, so I can't ask them what their personal experience is. But I do know people who work in like as a nurse and like in the medical industry, and they say like it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But then I also, when I recorded with an artist like a month and a half ago, he had someone that was in like insurance, and a lot of times there were like, especially in California, he said there's a lot of like non-COVID related deaths that they would claim as COVID to boost the numbers.
Yeah,
so that the hospitals can get more money.
Exactly.
So there's, you know, I'm sure you can go into a bunch of different rabbit holes. I know it's out there. Like I believe it's out there. Maybe
it's there.
You know,
it's there. Like let me tell you, my kids hit their uncle.
Yeah.
Caught it.
Oh,
you know
shit.
So I know somebody. You know what I mean? And he came by and everything. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
But he I asked him. I was like, bro, are you all right? Like, do you need anything? Like, what's happening?
What's the procedure?
Like, what's happening? You got COVID. Or, you know, talking shit. But you know, he said that the only thing that affected him was his taste. He lost, that's one of the symptoms. He lost taste and smell. You know, he didn't have like the cough or any of the other symptoms.
That's the thing too. You can be asymptomatic.
Yeah. So that was a crazy thing. And he quarantined himself for the 2 weeks, and then they tested him again, and he's clear now. So,
damn. Okay.
You know, but then I had another friend, and he was more like flu symptoms. He was like red eyes and like nose, and like, oh, I caught the COVID.
No.
Yeah, like fuck, bro. He was the first guy.
Yeah.
That
the one in New York?
No. He was the dude in New York was the first person I heard of with COVID. This guy was the first person I seen with COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that I can talk to like this. You know. So, cause I seen him walking down the block and he didn't say hi or nothing. I was like, "What's up, fool?" You know. He's like, "I got COVID." You know. I was like, "Oh, okay, I get it." And then. You know, I was like, damn, you know what happened? He's like, man, I just got real sick, you know, and went to the doctor, and he had COVID. So, I actually seen him a couple days ago, and he don't look the same. Like, he looked better now, you know. Okay. So I didn't ask him though, because he was far. I didn't ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure he's doing better. Because like I said, my brother-in-law, he had it for. He had lost his taste for like a week, and then it came back like slowly, and then he got cleared this last week. He got cleared. So yeah, man, it's out there. It's real. I didn't believe it until like you know
it hit close to home.
Exactly, man. Cause I'm pretty healthy, bro. Like I'll never get sick. Bro.
Yeah, that's how I felt too.
Yeah, I never get sick, man. If I get sick, it's like 1 or 2 days. And that's it.
Yeah.
You know? But that's how I know it's water, bro, because I drink a lot of water, you know?
Yeah. It flushes out your system. It's, you know, it's like such a simple thing, but it's like, you know, it does the most for you almost. You know?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, before we wrap things up, I did want to ask a couple fun quick hitters just to help the audience to get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah.
If you could have any toppings on the pizza, what would it be?
Pepperonis.
Just pepperoni?
Believe it or not, I like spinach on my pizza.
I do too. I'm a
fan. Okay. Yeah.
All right. If you could talk to any person, dead or alive in history, who would it be?
You know, that one is tough because there's a lot of good people that I like to like pick their brains and stuff. You know, but I think I just want to chill with like Nate Dogg, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah, I'd like to just be in the studio with him. That was the one person I really wanted to do a song with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hard. Crazy thing is, I think I was a sophomore or junior in high school, and the first concert I ever went to was K-Day Crush Groove.
Ooh.
And he was supposed to be there that year, but he passed away like maybe a month before.
Wow.
So they had a whole tribute for him, and it was really wonderful to see. My dad, he took me, and I was in high school.
Yeah.
It was cool because also that same concert was like Digital Underground got together for the first time in like a long time.
Yeah, no,
Ice Cube was there. Warren G wasn't supposed to be there, but he showed up because Nate Dogg was the homie.
The tribute.
Yeah, so it was crazy. It was a really nice concert to see.
That's a good concert, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a good one. That's a good one. I haven't been to one. I need to go to one.
Yeah, check them out, man. I'll see when concerts return back to action. But.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. That's what I need them to come back because that's what I do, bro. I do sound for like events and things like that, and I haven't been working because of that.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, a couple more questions. If you were stranded on an island but food and water were provided, what are 3 things you would want to bring to pass the time?
Okay. Well, I gotta bring some music, man.
Okay.
I'll bring that Big Pun, Capital Punishment album.
Okay.
That's my shit right there. That's one thing. I need some type of like portable studio to record, man.
Okay.
You know, you could kill some time like that.
Yeah.
I love movies, bro.
Okay.
I gotta have some movies, man. Some type of Blu-ray player with a little, portable Blu-ray or something.
Yeah, I remember those, like the little pop-up ones.
Yeah,
little laptop.
Exactly.
Okay, I feel that.
Yeah, definitely. I need some movies in my life, man.
Okay. If you could have any kind of exotic pet, what would it be?
Exotic. I mean, I guess it's not too exotic, but I would like to have a wolf, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
For sure.
I like wolves.
I would say that's exotic.
Yeah.
Those, people
they're definitely different, man.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a wolf?
I've never seen a wolf up close, no.
Dude, man, they're weird, bro. Like when they look at you, it's not like a dog. When a dog looks at your dog, man, it's like a person look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anyways, I'd like a wolf that wasn't wild.
It's like getting when they're young.
And one I can play with.
Yeah, I feel that. And then last one, if you could give any advice to your younger self, what would it be?
Oh man, it's a little fucked up, my advice. I gotta give 2 pieces of advice.
Okay, go for it.
The first one is advice that my OG actually gave me, which was hard work beats talent. And so I would tell myself that and reinforce that in myself, like, hey man, hard work beats talent, But then it's fucked up, but the real piece of advice I would give myself is, hey bro, fuck bitches, get money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely nothing against anybody, but like, you can't take care of somebody else unless you take care of yourself first.
Okay.
And that's just how it is, man.
Okay.
And some I know some young people out there that might be listening. That's something that y'all gotta understand, bro. You can't take care of somebody else until you take care of yourself.
Right.
And that's something I've learned that's hard now, being a young dad. Having kids of my own. It's not easy, man.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it's not easy, and it's definitely it's a lot to juggle, bro. So stay away, man. You get caught up. You
Yeah.
know. That love is addicting, man. You better love some money. Be addicted to that money.
Well, really appreciate you again. Before you go, if you could plug where people can find your music and your Instagram or whatever else you want to plug.
Yeah, man. My name is Loki Loko. That's Loki Loko, and you can follow me on Instagram. I'm Loki Loko, or just Google me, Loki Loko, Loki Loko. I'm on Twitter, Spotify, all the outlets. You definitely got to plug in with my man right here, Noah Alvarez.
Yeah.
My Mike and I. Dopest podcast, man. Check it out. Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Of course, man.
I appreciate you, bro. Definitely. Ocean grown.
Perfect.